Welcome to Around the Bases, the pop culture and sports podcast with your host.
Carly Sima.
And I'm Tim Sternberg. Hit it, Nick. Charlie, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? We're back here.
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome, man. Living the dream. We're deep in the depths of a very hot summer, so oof. Ooh, boy. I don't know how it is in Chicago. 96 was yesterday, and today was like 94. And down here, dude, we get that freaking humidity like crazy. So it's like 100 million% humidity. We don't get that lake breeze that you have for the Lake Michigan, at least.
It's actually been really nice here the last like handful of days and this whole week.
Oh,
can't really complain. It's been beautiful.
I'm feeling bad. I mean, when we were there a month ago, it was so beautiful. Like, and I know you had a hot spell after that, but oof.
Yeah, right before and right after. So you were
such beautiful. We did. Such beautiful weather up there. Yeah, I hope everybody, our listeners around the country are staying cool. We'll be happy for this weather come December. Well, for me, it doesn't matter, but for most of the country, we'll be happy for warm weather, thinking about it when we're in the depths of the winter in December. So, so how is our little guy Dylan doing?
He's doing great. He's doing great.
And Rosie, of
3
course.
months officially. Rosie's also doing great.
Yeah, Rosie posted a video on Instagram yesterday, I think it was, and it was so cute. Oh my God.
Yeah, just 3 months. My heart. Time goes by pretty quick.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got healthy babies, we have healthy family members, and now we have a pretty healthy show in Big Brother. You like that transition? Was that good?
Yeah.
Was that good? That's all right. It was all right. Dude, a drama.
Yeah.
Well, so where did we left off?
We've had an extra week between the last time. So, well, where did we leave off? Have there been now only one elimination because we did it after 2 ago, right?
It was so I have them up. So I think Jimmy was the last eliminated that we talked about, and then we had Zach, and then we had Riley eliminated
back to back. Yeah. We have missed 2. Okay.
And
we have nominees for the third.
So let me go over real quick who has been eliminated from the season so far. We have Zay, Amy, Adrian, Jimmy, Zach, and Riley. I am quite surprised. I feel like, I don't know how you feel. If you play this game hard in the beginning, it's the worst possible strategy to have.
Definitely.
Jimmy, dude. He was like trying to become, I've talked about this before. He was literally, I could see it, the evolution happening where he was literally trying to be a reality character, and he was trying very hard to do that. Yeah. And I guess in some aspects he succeeded because people kind of gravitated toward him. But I don't like that lack of sincerity and
very rehearsed.
Yes. I felt like that way with Angela last season with the whole walking down the stairs. And she even admitted after the fact that she rehearsed that whole thing and she was kind of going over in her head. I don't know. I kind of miss the old Rachel is absolutely 100% unrehearsed. When she back in the day said, "Floaters grab a life vest," that's who she is. And you could see it now. And I don't care. Like, I know you don't like her, and there's people that don't, but she knows how to play this game.
And she definitely is very manipulative.
She is very manipulative, and she knows how. I mean, she does. All right, she brings the drama without it being rehearsed, and she actually just does it, like, just because she does it. Like, it's not with Jimmy, it was like, okay, set up, action. With Rachel, it's just action. Like it's just I'm gonna do it and that's it, and rip the band-aid off. And I mean, who did she end up getting out? Who was her ultimate person that she got out of
She
the
got out
house?
Zach. You're
Zach,
talking
no,
about?
Riley, right?
Oh yeah, you know, yeah. Her HOH Riley went out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, that wasn't her original
Oh,
target.
was
Her
that
original
Ava's HOH that Zach went out
was
on?
Zach. Yeah, Riley was not her original. Was not Rachel's original target. It was Mickey. Um,
Yes,
and
Mickey's
Mickey.
been a target for a while now and
And this
won't
week,
go away.
did you watch the show last night?
We did. We are all caught up. I didn't
So
know if you
Mickey,
what order you wanted to jump around.
well, I have just a kind of generalization because we've missed so much. But Mickey has won two vetoes. Did she win the veto last week too?
I think she won the blockbuster last week.
Blockbuster, that's right. But this week she won the veto, took
Yes.
herself off the block, and Cat.
Which she won the veto because what was I don't know what Keanu was doing there. I don't know if you remember, but Vince was about to play his cards and try to get Mickey out with a. It was the one where it's head to head, two people, and one goes out at a time. So basically, you just don't want to get picked as long as you can. More times you get picked, the more chances you have to lose. So he wanted to go for Mickey right then and there. He was clearly about to do it. And then Keanu called him over. Keanu leaves. So Mickey got a pass there. And then it ended up being Mickey Vince at the very end, and she won.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
uh, Odd.
She said that she felt Vince wasn't trying to trick her in that moment, and she was right about that, which is weird. Vince, I think, Vince kind of flew too close to the sun, burned a lot of people last week,
What
and
she
now I
does.
feel like he's trying to just amend everything he's done wrong, which is why somehow Rachel avoids it again. I can't.
Yeah, so let's play that back. So I remember at the end of the nomination episode, he's like, Rachel, if someone comes off the block, I am looking at you. I am targeting you, dude.
And that's the
You
right
had
way
a
to do it
perfect
because someone's
opportunity.
gonna come down.
What a dude, Charlie. This is why players like Rachel win. This is the moment for your resume for the game where you put Rachel's ass on that block. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
You
like
put
even the fact that
Catherine?
even him not doing it, are you that convinced she wouldn't put him up?
She's totally gonna put him up, but she already said once. She already did it once. The last
Right.
time she was HOH. Like, and Catherine is a nothing burger. Like, why are you putting why Catherine? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
He's
I
not
did
playing
not
a
really
good game.
understand it.
He is not playing a good game at all. Like
He
this is a
panicked.
moment. I don't care if my ass is in that house and I'm head of household, dude. At that moment, I'm putting Rachel's butt on the freaking block. Like, why wouldn't you do
Yeah.
that?
Oh, from a game standpoint, for sure. I
No
can't
brainer.
believe she's still hanging around.
You know, it's I do. I don't know if you notice this. So when these reality shows bring back these all stars, these players that there tends to be sometimes this sense of fanboying, fangirling over these players that, oh my God, I can't believe I'm playing with Rachel Riley, to the point where you're not actually getting her out of the game and you're letting her. That's why some players win twice, like a reality show. I mean, look how far Parvati on her second time got through and she won Survivor. I don't know if it was her second or third. And what's his name from who did the shelter thing? He won twice. I mean, what?
Yeah. They're they gotta snap out of it, wake up, and get her out, or they're in trouble. The longer she lasts, the worse for them.
And it gets to the point, I don't know how you feel about it, but it gets to the point where that resume starts to overtake the fact that she's already won the game and she's played the game, and you can't not look at that if you're truly going to be a jury who's looking at
Right.
the
And
play.
multiple people have flat out said that if she makes it to the end, it's so impressive they'd have to vote for her.
Exactly.
So I
And she
really
has
don't
a
know what they're this was that was a big mistake.
Yeah, he should have. He absolutely, Rachel should have went up in replacement of Mickey. Although I don't know. Like, so who on the block right now? We have Amy, Kelly, and Catherine. Um, mm, I
Amy,
mean,
Kelly, Catherine. Yeah,
Ava. I'm sorry, Ava,
Ava.
Kelly, and Kelly. My call in this moment, you get out Ava because she's a close one to Rachel. I think that's the one to get out. Catherine doesn't
Yeah,
have a two anymore with Riley gone, and
right. And she hasn't
Kelly's
won anything.
right. I
The
think
other
Ava's the
thing,
one.
unless they're truly, I mean, Kelly has won a ton of things. Granted, she's been up a lot, but she's been winning things. So if they, I could see her as a second choice too, just because she has a decent resume so far.
I could, but I'll say this, and I don't know how you
I
feel.
think Ava's the target though. I think you're right.
Definitely, and I think Kelly's going to win Blockbuster against those two. I think she has the skills to win against both of them, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised. It depends on what it is, of course, but I guess we'll find out tonight. Whew, so good, Big Brother. So yeah, we have Riley, who did cause a lot of controversy with the fans. We won't get into that too much, but yeah. And then we have Zach and Jimmy, the last three that were eliminated. So it's shaping up to be a hot
So wait, so
season.
one other thing to bring up. The
Yeah.
last handful of seasons. So Riley was eliminated. We haven't talked about that since. Um, Julie on the outgoing, I texted you this because Rosie and I were both shocked since, as admittedly, we were not original early season Big Brother fans. So apparently she used to do it this way, like other shows, but she literally pulled a fast one. And when Riley was eliminated in a close vote with Morgan, she made it seem like Morgan was the one who was going home and flipped it on Riley at the last second. So
Did you see
please, I know
Morgan's heart drop?
you were loving that. So please,
Yeah, so I do love that. And yes, back in old school Big Brother days, Julie did that a lot. And so I've been listening. I swear I was the last couple of seasons. I'm like, I've been waiting for her to do that again sometime at some point. And the fact that she did it on this specific episode, perfection. I just thought it was great. I know as the newer like yourself and Rosie is like, what the hell? What did she do? That's not right. What's happening? But yeah, no, I loved it.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was pretty savage.
Yes, I love Savage sometimes. I mean, come on. You're playing a game. You got to expect the unexpected. Ooh, pardon the pun, but yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
mean, so you
Oh,
said that she used to do that occasionally, but we're not wrong, right? In the last handful of
she
seasons,
has
few
not
years,
done
she
it.
has not done that in a while.
No, she has
Okay.
not. She has not done
So
it at least since 20, at least 2020.
so my
She
follow up
hasn't done.
would be, do you think that was on purpose?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if like she wanted because why do that to Morgan? You know what I mean? Like, because really, the I don't know. It did it to both of them, but and CBS,
No, I
interestingly
hear what
enough,
you're saying, but in that situation, when the end result is you're safe versus not safe, I feel like all you care about is being safe. Whereas the
yeah.
other person was like, oh, it's going to be, oh, they thought they were safe and they're the one going home. That is,
So you think Riley, it was like a real impact for
I
Riley.
think probably it
Yeah.
was shocking to him, is my guess, because it was shocking to us.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like my reaction legitimately, my reaction when she did that was, yeah, I was happy. I was I
Yeah.
can't I can't help it. Yeah, I was excited. Oh, did you hear that? The thunder is coming down in South Florida. It's thundering outside.
Oh,
And
I
as soon
actually
as I
did
said
not
I was
hear that.
happy, oh, so to the audience, as soon as I said that, I'm sorry. The
I thought
thunder
you
came
were
down.
saying the Thunder was coming to the rest of the season.
Well, apparently so. I mean, God is speaking. Oh, so yeah, Big Brother. We'll keep following. The next time we revisit, I'm sure we'll have two or three more evictions, and we'll have
Who,
more
any
to talk about.
predictions for Blockbuster or who goes home? Oh, they haven't played
Yeah,
Blockbusters live, right?
they play Blockbuster live. right
Okay,
before
so
the
you haven't seen
elimination.
that.
No, I don't know that.
Okay.
Um, I think Kelly's gonna win the blockbuster. I think Ava's gonna go home. That's my prediction. If Ava happens to win blockbuster or Catherine, I think Kelly goes home. Because Kelly has won so much.
Will they have enough votes? Will Ava be able to rally the troops? Who would keep Ava? You'd have Ashley and Rachel for sure would
Will
probably keep her.
Will would
Will,
keep
that's
Ava.
three. So she only needs one or two more votes to stay.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, we'll
It'll
see.
be interesting.
We'll see. Oh my goodness gracious. Speaking of we'll see, and so we'll see in. Was that that's not even a phrase. But speaking of seeing, let's talk some baseball. Um, the New York Metropolitans. So
They
we
they revive themselves from the dead.
Yeah, I would say that. We were not doing great. And as we talked previously on this podcast, things were not looking great. And of late, things have kind of turned on the up, which is a good time to do that. Especially when facing the Philadelphia Phillies and the first place Philadelphia Phillies, who were in the lead, what, 8 games ahead of us or something like that. Um,
Yeah, it was as many as eight. Entering the series, it was seven.
yeah. So what do we do? Sweep, 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 sweep. We swept them. We're now 4 games out of first place. Hello.
Definitely doable.
Oh my God, dude. Like what
There's
I
29 games to go. That's one game a week. You can easily make that up.
I'm so scared. Oh, this baseball during September makes me so like I'm on the edge of my seat.
I think though, as happy as you are that they got to within four of first, you're also probably pretty happy that they've built a bigger cushion simply to get into the playoffs. As simultaneously, while they swept the Phillies, the Reds got swept by the Dodgers. So the Mets are now plus 4.5 on that final playoff spot, present day.
I was very happy about that. And can we also talk real quick about McLean?
Yeah,
Wow. Holy cow.
for
Where did
those
he come from?
unaware, he's a young Mets pitching prospect who was called up about a month ago, and they are 3-0 in his three starts.
Nolan McLean. And not just him. We have another prospect coming up starting on Friday, I believe.
Tomorrow, yeah, Jonah Tong.
Jonah Tung against the Marlins. I've been watching him in Syracuse at AAA and very impressive. Holy cow.
The future and the present here at the same time for the Mets.
Wow. Days of Future Past? No, it's okay. Oh, comic
Clicking at the
reference.
right time. This is when you want to start playing
Uh,
good ball.
yeah, and this is when you want the young ones to kind of come up and do things.
Little shot in
Yeah.
the arm.
And speaking of shots in the arm, let's just real quick talk about the fact that Francisco Alvarez can't stay healthy for some reason. He got hit by a pitch again yesterday in AAA.
I
Um,
saw that. That's the Mets catcher on
oh,
rehab assignment.
yeah, and now you're not supposed to get hurt in AAA as you're on rehab assignment. My God, he cannot catch a break.
Yeah, that one seemed to be minor though, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
No,
it's
no,
just
no,
like he's
totally.
a magnet for injury.
Yeah, kind of
Um,
comes with the territory being a catcher.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we've talked about this before. It's the hardest position to play in sports, without a doubt. All right, we have to do this too, buddy. 6.5 games, huh? 6.5 games.
Yeah,
We're on the
as I mentioned
Brewers.
last time, we probably weren't going to catch the Brewers.
Okay.
We'd have to go on a crazy run. Opportunity was there. They did win the series against Milwaukee 3 out of 5, but they dropped a couple the last couple days. But as we speak, the Brewers are losing again. So if the Cubs can pull today's game out, Shota's on the mound, they can drop to within 5.5. But big picture from the playoff standpoint, they're still plus 4 and then 8.5 on the Reds. So as I've said, for all the people who are ready to give up on the season and everything's the world's ending, they should still be pretty fine. Magic number for the Cubs to make the playoffs is down to 21,
Okay.
and they still
So,
have plenty more. They have 29, 30 games left, so destiny is well within their hands. So
and they're well, but well with the Reds, they're well above 500. And they're doing a
Yeah,
great
so the
job as a
Mets are
club
four and
this
a half
year.
up on the Reds for the last spot. The Cubs are 8.5 up on the same Reds. So as good as I feel about the Mets, I feel 4.5, 4 games better about the Cubs. So
And I do want to share this
we do
too.
get
I
the
mean,
Rockies this weekend too. So hopefully pick up a couple wins.
the Rockies were officially 3 days ago declared out of contention.
I did see that, which honestly they started playing a little better, and we thought they probably had been out a lot earlier than they were, but
I do want to say something positive too about the Cubs. The Mets are 72 and 61. The Cubs are 76 and 57. You guys actually have a better record than we do.
yeah, the Cubs are four
Even
ahead for the
so,
first wild card spot. Yeah,
yeah, impressive, impressive. And so
and we've
let's
lost
go.
2 in a row, and you guys have won 3 in a row.
That's, go Cubs, go. I
It
mean,
was 6.5 3 days ago, so you see how quick it can change.
yeah, I'm fine. If the Mets can get ahead of the Phillies, you guys can have the wild card. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean
I'm good with
The
that.
Phillies just lost their ace for the year, so that's a big loss for them. I know one of our
I'm so sad
pals
for them.
has some Phillies fandom in the family. Nick Testa, he was a little upset about the Wheeler news, but Phillies are still a good team, as you know. So
I love you,
it
Nick,
should
but
be
I'm so
honestly a
not.
pretty great September. All the races are up for grabs. So
I love Nick Testa, but sorry, not sorry, buddy. Zach Wheeler, of course, former Met. I do have a soft spot for Wheeler as long as he's not pitching against my team. All right.
there's only one division that's above 6.5, and that's the Tigers are up 8.5 on Kansas City, and that's actually been shaved down the last handful of days because the Tigers have lost 4 in a row, and the Royals have won two. So I mean, they won't catch them, but that goes to show you that there's really only one pretty well sewn up division. I still think the Brewers probably win the Central. That's pretty likely, but I won't say zero.
And I am pulling for the Blue Jays in the East, in the AL East, and I'm pulling
Yeah,
for not the
they're up
Astros.
four
And
and four and a half as well.
I don't want the Astros to get it. I hope the Mariners can kind of overtake them in the AL West.
Nobody wants to win that division. Both Houston and Seattle
So
are 4 and 6
close.
in their last 10.
So close. It's like Seattle's a game and a half out of first place.
I
So
mean, if you're calling the Cubs alive at 6.5, Texas there in third's only 6 back.
six back,
So you
yes.
never know.
And the Athletics, I mean, who would have thunk it? I mean, it's a lot, but still 11 games back is doable. Um, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm gonna say no on them. They're done. 11 maybe if they were in second, but the 3 teams in front of them, I'm sure Houston, Seattle, Texas play enough times head to head where someone's gonna have to keep winning.
Yeah, good point.
It's probably pretty tough for them to make that ground up, but you
And
never know.
the Giants are out of it in the West. It's a battle, surprise, surprise, between the Padres and the Dodgers. Padres are 2 games out of the first place with the Dodgers, which
And
is closer than you
Dodgers
think.
were in second for about 48 hours last week.
I don't know who I would root for in that situation. I guess I would root for the Padres. I don't know. Like,
I mean, how you have to look at it here is let's put it out there that let's say Mets still do well but can't close the gap on Philly, which wouldn't be anything bad. Who would you rather play, San Diego or LA? Because as a wild card, you'll be playing one of them probably, or
ooh,
the Cubs.
I'd rather play the Cubs. um,
Than those other teams.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, if I'm gonna be without unbiased, I mean, I think the Mets probably have the best chance against the Cubs than the other 2 teams. But
Cubs are a
you
game
know,
and a half ahead of San Diego, record
yeah,
wise.
that's true. That's true. But we've done pretty well against you guys this year. Um,
But you did just
we
sweep the
played well
Phillies.
against the Dodgers. Yeah, we did. I mean, I listen.
The Cubs and Mets still play again. I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
that.
we do.
Yeah. So there's
It's
still
just
3 games to be decided.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
I
Yeah,
think I think I'd probably want to play the Padres personally.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Um,
Or maybe the Phillies without Wheeler. I mean,
well, I don't mind playing the Phillies.
they're a totally different team without their ace. So I still don't want to play the Dodgers as long as possible. And I'll tell you what, another team I'm not scared of is the Brewers. I mean, we didn't even weren't even playing that well, and we won another series against them and won the season series. So I'd be fine with them in the second round. I just want to avoid LA as long as possible. Everyone else, I feel like, is fine.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So we're
That Dodgers pitching in a short series.
I know.
People are getting healthy at the right time.
Well, look, I mean, look at the Mets pitching right now. Our pitching is pretty darn good, and I wouldn't have said that. I mean, with the addition of Tung and with this new
McLean.
guy McLean. Wow.
Now, here's a question for you. Would you feel comfortable giving the ball to McLean in a playoff start?
Right now, yes, 100%. Yep. That's what I see with him.
Would you put him in your top three or would you put him as four?
That I don't I would I don't know. Like
You're probably not putting him top two.
I'm not putting him top two. Three, I think, is a solid place. Three or
So
four, I think would work. I don't know who I
that's the
would.
question right there.
Yeah,
Is he enough to move into three? Because you won't use a four in the first round. Maybe the second
right.
round you will.
Good point. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I need to see a little more data, as you
Yeah.
would say.
Let him take a couple more turns in his
Couple
rookie.
more outings, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll see how he kind of comes up.
'Cause I mean,
Definitely.
I'm sure like me, I'd feel pretty good giving the ball to Senga and Peterson right now. I mean, those guys are rolling.
100%. Yeah, that's your one two, without a doubt. I mean, yeah.
So then it comes down to who'd you rather pitch game three? Mania, who pitched great in the playoffs last year, some really good starts, veteran, or McLean. I think I might lean four.
All right,
Or
yeah. I mean,
maybe use him
I
as a
kind of
swingman in the first round.
because it's his first experience in a major league playoff game and the pressure, I would probably agree with you that I would feel more comfortable having him in the fourth spot. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
It's a good
see.
problem to have though, right?
I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm not complaining about that problem at all. But yeah, so baseball, folks, is getting we're getting we're almost at September. We're what next week is September, so it's that time.
Monday, yeah.
Um, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Speaking of September and speaking of that time, what is coming up? The football season. Oh
Football
boy.
season.
So, dude, you were in some fantasy football drafts yesterday. How did we do? Because I'm not
I
doing it
did
this
have
year.
I did have my first draft last night, which is it's a little earlier than I'm used to having it, but yeah, it it went pretty well. It was an auction league, not a regular draft
What is
league.
that for someone like me that doesn't know?
So that's a great question. So a normal draft is a kind of like a snake order. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 10, 9 in back, right? An auction draft, everyone has the ability to get this every player. So, for example, in a regular draft, if you pick 10, right, you're not going to have a chance at one of the guys who goes top five for sure, like the Saquon Barkleys, the
Uh,
Gibbs. You have no chance to get them because you're picking 10. In an auction style, you keep the order, but the order is just for nominating a player. So if it was your turn to nominate a player, you would say, I nominate Josh Allen. So Josh Allen is the player that everyone is bidding on now. And everyone has $200 in their auction, and it's a bid. So whoever was willing to pay the most money for that player will get him.
oh,
So
oh.
all 10 people have a chance at every player every time.
So you only get a certain amount of money to bid on during the whole
Exactly.
draft. Oh, I like that.
Exactly.
Kind
So
of like how we
that
use draft money in the season for baseball, for example,
exactly like a
bidding on
waiver
players.
system. Exactly.
Got it. Wow. I like that idea actually.
Yeah.
Snake draft is I always get the bad end of the stick with the snake draft. If you get like the middle of the pack on a snake draft, you're really the worst
Yeah, it
spot.
really depends on the league and where you fall. So auctions an interesting way to go around that.
All right, good luck, buddy. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
I
Appreciate
hope
it.
you yeah, I decided to take a break from this season of I got a lot of stuff coming up and didn't want to kind of get over involved. But I will
Yeah,
be watching football. So how are the Bears doing?
they had a pretty good preseason actually. I mean, did I don't want to get too optimistic, but they do have a competent coaching staff for once, which is, I
Didn't you
mean,
guys
that
fire your head coach last year?
they did. And then they
Yeah,
brought in the young offensive coordinator from the Lions who kept scoring all those points, all those creative play designs. He is now the Bears coach.
see, I like the
Uh,
younger coach.
yeah,
It's because they
I like the
relate well.
offensive minded coach, honestly. In today's NFL,
Okay.
you need it.
Hmm. Let me.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited for, I'm not gonna lie. It should
So
be actually fun to watch for once.
we talk about Moneyball statistics being huge in baseball, right? We talk about statistics running the game. Is that the same case in football? Because I don't know
There
this
are there
necessarily.
are a lot of analytics in football, yeah. There's obviously less data, there's less games per season, less total plays, but they still do have analytics in football and it's still very prevalent, yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So, I mean, what would your analytics say about the Bills' chances this year?
As always, I mean the Bills are one of the favorites. Bills should be a slam dunk playoff team.
Dude, there's not one of the nicest guys in football, in my opinion, is Josh Allen, without a doubt. And I really want to see this guy get a fucking ring. Like, I want, not just as a Bills fan, but as just a fan of Josh Allen, I'd like to see him get a ring once, at least
Yeah.
once.
He's
And
still
I think
very young, so he's got that on his side.
they have the making of being a dynasty team. They really do, in my opinion. They have the
I mean,
opportunity.
they've been right there. They've been one play away a couple seasons. So I think the Bills are definitely one of the strong contenders again.
We are the Bills. Oh no, that's the wrong song.
And
uh,
they just unveiled some new jerseys,
they did ice cold, freezing ice cold. It's pure white, and they got the white Bills
but it probably
buffalo.
won't be snowing when they're wearing them.
No, and we have a
Yeah,
new
that
stadium they're introducing this year.
they probably
Um,
don't want to blend in with the snow in those jerseys.
can you imagine? Where are they?
Josh can't find an open receiver anywhere.
But those would look good in Florida. I mean, right? You can see them play the Dolphins in those jerseys in Florida, in South Florida. Yeah. So we're rooting for the Bears and the Bills, and in this case in football, we're not even in the same. We're AFC, NFC, so we're good, kind of rooting
Mm-hmm.
for those teams, and they don't.
Absolutely. And as you
They
know,
don't.
I'm a big Josh Allen fan, so that's easy.
I do know that. Yeah, it's so funny that you kind of follow the Mets and you kind of follow the Bills, which is cool for me, as your friend, to see that. And
Yeah.
I I do follow the Cubs, so there is that. And football, I'm not a huge fan, as we know, as we've kind of
Mm-hmm.
talked about. But I'll pull
But
for
you
the
do
Bears.
like the Super Bowl Shuffle song,
I
so
do like to say, I say it. How many times have I mentioned it on this silly podcast? Oh man, but yes. So all right, let football. Football's coming, and speaking of stuff to, yeah, my transitions are really like bad dad jokes, but I'm trying. I'm trying.
we had a week off, so it was just a little rusty. Next time it'll be better.
I have something we haven't done in a while, buddy. I've been
Oh, is that what I
boxing.
think it is?
It is what you think it is. There, you would never guess. You know what it is, but you would never guess what's in this giant box is comic books. I'm gonna do an unboxing of comic books.
And are these the ones you sent off to be graded?
So this is a Chicago connection. Back when I was with you at the National that day, I submitted six comics for grading, or five or six, I forget the number. And they just came back about. I've been this has been sitting in over a week in my house because I wanted to wait for this moment. Um, and we're gonna find out. This is the first time I've ever graded comic books, and these are the actual comic books I bought as a kid on a newsstand in the 1980s.
And for anyone unaware, that just simply means he sent them off to a professional service that will literally give them a grade 1 through 10, 10 being immaculate, perfect, and basically the higher the grade, the more they're worth.
Very rare that a comic book will hit a 10. Very rare that that happens as I'm trying
I
to
assume
open
that's with a lot of
box.
paper and pages and all that.
Yeah, a big part of it is, because just the nature of a comic book, when you get a comic book, especially back then, because you weren't really, I mean, there was value. I definitely was a value-oriented collector where I put stuff away. But as a young person, the one thing you do as with a comic book is you read it. And when you're reading it, you're going to twist the pages and turn the spine and do all that stuff that doesn't grade well with comic books. So that is kind of why a lot of the condition isn't the greatest. But
Now,
in my
what's considered a good grade, but not it's not like how low down can it go to still be considered good?
to be considered, so you have how the grading system works is you have the lowest grade, which is point 0.5, which is basically someone who knows the book is really destroyed. Usually the cover's detached from the book, the staples are removed, etc. It's like a real mess of a book. And usually people will do that for the golden age books, so the books from the 50s, just because they look, as you'll see, they look fantastic in a slab. So a lot of people just want it for display. Plus, the slab does prevent the pages from further decaying, further, as long as you don't keep it in the sun, it does help with the condition of the book. And then you have mid grade, which is your fives and sixes, sevens, which a lot of the older golden age books tend to run. But with that type of book from the 50s and 60s, that's pretty considered pretty much a high grade. A five or a six or seven is considered high because of the age of the book and when grading first started and how long it took to get that graded. Because grading is a relatively, I think, like the last 20 years or so, new thing. And then you have high grades, and there are some older books like Spider-Man 129, which is the first appearance of the Punisher, that some have high graded copies. I think there's even a 9.9. Most comics will, if you want the highest grade normally possible, to 9.8 is considered the highest grade. There are 10s, there are 9.9s, but they're extremely rare. Um, Especially from books that kids played with, etc. Now, what I did differently than kids back then, I had a collective forethought for whatever reason, is I bought two copies of a lot of the books. So what I did was I would buy one copy to read, and I would buy one copy to collect and to save. And I did that with a lot of these books.
That's pretty great foresight for a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I just, and my mom said that recently. She's like, I don't know how you thought of that. But yeah, I always had that in the back of my head. Look how they pack this. It's super bubble mailer thing. It's awesome. Like,
Wow.
I'm not throwing this
Are
out.
all of them in there together?
No, there's two. There's another bubble mailer thing. So in
Wow.
this one, there's three books in this one. I already see one of the grades, so I'll try to um, I'll try to I'll try to not see them as I go so that we'll kind of see the grade together. So this first book is Amazing Spider-Man 301. Now, Amazing Spider-Man 301, let me take it out of the plastic. I can't really see it on there. Um, Amazing Spider-Man 301, what is popular, famous about it is the comic right after 300. What is 300, you asked him? Well, 300 is the first appearance of Venom. Who doesn't know Venom? It has a cover with 300 all over in red. It looks similar to this, but Spider-Man has a black costume. So Todd McFarlane, when he signed on to the Spider-Man comic, he's like, I want to get rid of the black costume. I don't like the black costume. I think Spider-Man should be in his red iconic costume. Shorter, who first introduced the costume in the comic book I'm about to show you after this, said, I really like the black costume. I don't want to get rid of it. So they came up with a solution of developing Venom, which is the symbiote who the costume leaves. There's spoiler alert in 300. There's Peter Parker is in a church and the bells ring and the costume can't deal with the sound vibrations and leaves. If you've watched the Venom movie, you know this. Leaves Peter Parker and goes into Eddie Brock, who is Venom, who's Venom's human alter ego. And so
Played by
this
Tom Hardy in the movies.
Tom Hardy, great Tom Hardy. This comic came right after that, and so what? Todd McFarlane, who's probably, in my opinion, the best artist ever to work on Spider-Man, without a doubt. Spawn, he did later on. He said, "Well, I'm going to redo the 300 cover, but this time I'm going to have a white background. I'm going to have Spider-Man in his old classic costume, and that's what this is, the real one." Now, if you're going to collect Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man, the comics to collect, you're going to see three of them right now. Another one is on the way. 300 I just got graded, and that's on the way. It should be here probably next. We'll have the next show. We'll show 300 off. But you should have 298, which is the first book Spider-Man that McFarlane worked on. 299, which is the first cameo of Eddie Brock, in which would be Venom. 300, which is probably which is the biggest collecting key of the 1980s, which is the comic that's coming, and 301. So the grade 9.0 is the grade on that book. I would have liked to see it better, but it's so crazy seeing the book in there's the back of it. To see the book that I
Nine's pretty
bought as a
solid though,
kid.
right?
All right. So once you get into the nines, it's considered high grade. But where you get in the nines is it does matter. Condition is as with sports cards, as we've talked about, condition is just as important with comics as it is with baseball cards. I'm checking the slab to make sure there's no damage because sometimes they damage the slab. I just want to make sure the slab is okay. Looks beautiful in here. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, so condition is important, and like so, for example, with Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 300, the difference between a 9.4 and a 9.6 can be like $900. So it does matter.
Yeah,
But to
for
me,
sure.
I'm never selling it. This is like, these are some of these books. Some of the books I am selling, but the Spider-Mans are not for sale. Sorry, folks, if you're asking. Those are not going to be sold. Um, Speaking of another book that's not going to be sold, this is a very important book for me. This is so Jim Shooter came up with a great series called Secret Wars. And it was a 12-part series based on wars that were happening outside the universe in a different part of the world. It's a different part of the universe. And book 8, he came up with this idea that Spider-Man was going to get an alien costume. And this is the first time that he was supposed to be shown in the alien costume. It ended up this book got delayed to December of that year, and Amazing Spider-Man 252 came out first, which wasn't supposed to be the first book. That ends up being the first book with the black costume, which I have, which is going to get graded too. But this is one of the most important keys of that time as well. It's Spidey in this black costume, and I don't know if you know this, Charlie. I know you know this, but there is a movie coming out, Secret Wars. Oh,
Yes.
grade 9.6. Ooh, that's a good one. I
Now
like
that's a
that.
nice one.
That's a nice grade. But there is a movie coming out.
That
I
got
need
it
to be
got
better at
pushed it
revealing.
got pushed back, right? To like early 27 maybe.
It did, but I have all 12 of these issues. I have the whole series. So, I'm going to have everyone graded before the movie comes out. The
Yeah.
the issues other than 8 might be for sale. Yeah, I'm losing my microphone. The issues other than 8 definitely might be for sale. We'll see. But yeah, this next book will be for sale eventually, but not right now because it's on a downfall. But this one will be. This is not a Spider-Man book. Surprise, surprise. This book is New Mutants 87. And New Mutants 87, do you know what the significance of New Mutants 87
Is that
is?
is that basically the Logan movie?
No, it's not the Logan. That's Wolverine's series. Weapon X is the Logan movie, but this is the first appearance of Cable, the character of Cable.
Oh, okay.
And it's not as big as like so New Mutants 98, I don't own, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't own that in a second. Um, um, and I don't regret not owning it, and I'll tell you why. But this book, it's wild to see this in the case. Is the first appearance of Cable. I did have all of them, including 98, and I'll tell you why 98 is important. But yeah, so 9.2, that grade makes sense to me looking at the back of the book for sure. See, a lot of these grades could be improved if I pressed and cleaned them, but I don't have the money for that. But I can take a 9.2 in this book without a doubt. Um, So real quick, the story that I wanted to share, New Mutants 98, it's the first appearance of Deadpool. Talk about a big issue. I don't own that anymore because back when I was a classroom teacher, back before that really blew up and Deadpool movie was a thing, I had a student to really overcome a lot of odds and a lot of he just had a tough time in high school, and as a graduation gift I gave him that issue. Big gift. Because that
That's
book, I don't know
awesome.
if you know, is worth like $2,000 now.
Wow.
It's not about the money, but he was so into Deadpool, loved Deadpool, everything that he ever came to school. I was his mentor too. Everything he ever brought to school, the book bag, everything was always Deadpool, Deadpool, Deadpool. And I'm like, you know what? I have a gift for you, but I'm not going to tell you what it is until the end of the school year, but you have to really push it through your senior year. And he did, and I gave it to him. And so that's why I don't own that particular book. I do own a lot of the other issues of New Mutants, but not that.
That's awesome.
Good reason not to own it. But yeah. All right, so we're going into the other package of books. There's three more books to look at. Let's
And so you had
go
a 9, a 9.6. What was the other one? A 9.4?
9-2. I didn't get any
9.2.
9-4s in this batch. Um, oh wow. Okay. All right. Here we go. Another non-Spider-Man book. This book will absolutely be for sale. But this is my only DC book in the bunch. We have a DC book. It's Batman: The Vengeance of Bane. You know why this book is significant?
First time he introduces Bane.
First ever Bane comic book. Yes. First time with Bane. Very good. Ding ding ding. Charlie gets the award. I
I
love
took
it.
a logical guess with the big Bane on the cover.
Let's look at the grade because I do want to sell this. Ooh, 9.6. That's good. That's
Another
good.
9.6. Nice.
This book will absolutely be for sale, and I do see the interesting thing about one of the interesting things about this book is that it's square bound, which is a very tough binding for a comic book because it's usually glued together, so it's kind of tough to kind of hold together, and it's in great shape. Look how beautiful that looks in the slab. It's hard to see it in the zoom, but it really does look nice. Um, yeah, I'm impressed with that. I'm happy with that for sure. So beautiful. The comic book covers look so beautiful on a slab in a slab. Um, all right. So
Yeah,
we
they
ready?
do look really nice.
Ready for the next one? Here we go. I hope I'm not boring the audience out there with my comic book opening here. We have two more left. We have two more left. All right. Next one up is let's take it out of the package. We have Amazing Spider-Man number 299. This is the cameo appearance of Eddie Brock. As a matter of fact, it says it Venom cameo in the back of the book. So the last page has a little sneak preview, like he's coming, and it shows a picture of Venom. So let's see what we did. 9.2. All right, not bad.
So all of them so far have been 9 or higher.
Nine or
A
higher.
9, two 9.2s, and two 9.6s.
Exactly. What's significant about this is you see that barcode? That signifies it's a newsstand edition. Back in the 80s, there were comic book stores that sold comic books, but if you bought it off a newsstand, it would have a barcode attached to it. These are rarer and they're more valuable than the direct edition in the same grade. So a 9.2 direct would cost less money than this book because newsstands, as you can imagine, there were just kids buying books to read and they wouldn't survive as long and they weren't produced as much. So it's a 9.2 newsstand. It's not bad.
Very, very, very solid again.
Amazing Spider-Man 300 that I'm going to show next time is also a newsstand copy. That's pretty cool. All right, we got one more, and it is an Amazing Spider-Man book. And let me go ahead and get that out. Here it comes. It is Amazing Spider-Man number 298. And significance of this book is the very first Spider-Man book that Todd McFarlane worked on. Todd McFarlane, of course, we talked about what an amazing artist he is. And this book has A 9.6 white pages. All these are white pages. You could have not white pages. The white pages are more valuable because the pages yellow over time. So these are all white page books. And I'm very satisfied with these grades. I think they're worth what they said, and I'm very happy with them. And these the last time I saw these were in Chicago at the National, and here they are in slabs in my house. So it's pretty cool.
That's quite a difference in a couple weeks. They look great.
So awesome, man. I just I'm very satisfied to do this and to put them in a slab for sure. If you're thinking about it, if you're a comic book fan and you have old comic books, definitely consider getting them graded if it's worth to do that. I do have other books that I'm going to have graded soon. Just for either resale or for collecting. They're just good to have as collectibles as well. And yeah, I'm very happy with that. All right. Do you have anything else you'd like to add, buddy, or talk about?
No, I think we covered it.
I think so too. This is it's been fun. I miss talking to you as often as we used to, but we're working with what we have, and we have the beautiful, wonderful, handsome Dylan and Rosie, and we're making things happen, and I'm happy about that.
And hopefully our teams continue trending upwards
I
ish.
hope so. Ish. I like the way you kind of you put the ish in
It's
there.
baseball, you go 4-3 in a 7 game week, and people will be unhappy. So
You know, like your what last dance? Yeah, we'll see. All right, this has been Around the Bases, the pop culture and sports podcast with your host,
Charlie Seymour.
and I'm Tim Sternberg. Until next time, go Cubs, go Mets, let's go Bills and Bears. Have a great week, everyone.